Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. I am popping on really quickly at a request from a family member in our little community here, April Casinil. I hope I'm not butchering your name, and if I did so, I apologize. I mean no harm. So yeah, I saw your comment a little while ago, and I figured I'm going to be in the kitchen in a little bit, so I'll just turn the camera on and record real quickly, and then I'll post it right away so you can see, as per your request, for me to tell you how we make our greens and our pesto rice. So without much ado, first of all, let me welcome everyone. If this is your first time viewing, thank you for choosing to join, and I hope that you'll subscribe, like, and share this video. All right, April, let's get into it for you, hon. All right, hang tight. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is make our pesto. And I have my little helper here with me. We got some basil, fresh basil, which is about 2 cups of packed fresh basil leaves. And we are adding some lemon juice to it, and this is about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. And now we're adding about a 1/4 cup of raw slivered almonds. Now you can use shredded Parmesan cheese instead of this. You can use roasted cashews. You can use pine nuts, and you can also use vegan Parmesan cheese in place of this slivered almonds. All right, so she's gonna add that to her little blender here. And then she's adding 2 cloves. I'm so sorry that you weren't able to see that. 2 cloves of raw garlic. And she's adding here about, I'd say she's eyeballing it because she's been making it for a while, so she's just I apologize for you not being able to see it as well, but I am going to definitely figure it out and put it in the description box below. But it's about 1/2 cup of oil, olive oil, right? And so she's gonna blend that until it's nice and smooth. You can add as little or as much olive oil as you want, depending on the texture that you want. We like our pesto a little bit on the runny side, so we did add all that oil, and then we added like 3 tablespoons of water, right, to make it nice and runny, so it will coat the rice real easily. Now, if you're gonna make pesto to add to bread, like a spread or something, you're gonna want to omit the water, no water at all, right? But because we want it to spread on the rice evenly, we added 2 tablespoons of water. So now we are, and that's it for the pesto. So now we're gonna be making our rice. I'm using 2 cups of white basmati rice and 1 cup of brown basmati rice. I am using the Aldi brands. So I'm washing, and I wash my rice until it runs clear, or as clear as possible. And then I add enough water to the rice to leave about 1/4 of an inch of water above where the rice stops in the pan, if that makes sense. So here it is. The water is standing about 1/4 of an inch above the rice, right? And that's all you need for the instant pot. And a pinch of salt. I'm using pink salt. And 1 bay leaf. And that's it. Pretty much it. And I'm covering my instant pot, and I'm going to put it on the rice setting, which is about 15 minutes. And I allow it to cook, and then this is what it looks like. Yes, and the brown rice, even though it takes longer, they both cook up at the same tenderness, and it's perfectly done. Now I'm going to put my rice in a container, and I'm going to drizzle my pesto over the rice. Let's fish that bay leaf out of there. And so I'm drizzling on my pesto. And pesto, if you know pesto, then you know pesto. The more the better, right? So now I'm using a fork to just kind of rake it in, trying to keep the grains separated. As we say in Jamaica, we like to keep the grains nice and shelly. But the oil that's in the pesto helps to keep the grains separated, right? And so that's it. Rice is all done. Pesto rice is all done. And I'm just going to cover that and put it at the side. As you can tell, I'm still talking here because I recorded this, but it got messed up for some reason, so I had to do a voiceover. I apologize for that as well. So I must have been talking here and explaining something. But anyway, I covered it and I just put it to the side to keep it nice and warm. And here now in my Instant Pot again, I have a combination of greens. I have about 5 cups of mustard greens and 3 cups of collard greens. They both are going to cook up at the same time, even though they have different fiber content. But because I harvest my collard greens early, they are nice and tender. So they cook up in literally 5 minutes. Here I'm adding about 2 cloves of diced fresh garlic cloves. And I'm not going to put any salt on until the very end, because I find that when I add salt to my collard greens, I end up with a pot full of water, and that's because the salt pulls the water out of the greens, right? So I'm adding about a 1/4 cup of water here. And then I'm going to cover and let her cook for 5 minutes, and that's all you need in this Instant Pot. I've been using the Instant Pot for so long, I'm not sure how long it takes to cook on the stovetop, guys. I apologize. So there she goes. I also forgot to mention, guys, that I put the machine on the highest pressure point. Okay, guys, so now our greens are ready, and as you can see, it's steaming hot just after 5 minutes. And so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put it in a container. Well, actually, I added a little bit of coconut oil, and this is about 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, a pinch of salt, or maybe 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, even though I have fresh garlic in there already. And I'm going to give it a nice stir. And that purple thing that you see in there, it's the stem from the mustard greens. And this is all that I do. All the greens that we have in the garden, this is the way we cook them, just with a little bit of garlic, coconut oil, salt, and that's it. I hope this was helpful for you, April. And if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up again. God bless.